am in Amsterdam.
You're in Amsterdam.
Yes, I am a dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's funny because there is not so much work for a dishwasher now in Amsterdam.
Yeah, no restaurants are open, right?
Yeah, we are opening to a new normal that is not normal for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that I was born in Santiago de Chile. I love when you speak about Francisco Varela. And maybe my question is, how do we deal with guilt? With sometimes I don't know if we are guilty of with this karma. Why is happening this to us? Why we choose this thing? And I don't know, I feel really guilty. I cannot explain, but sometimes I think like we have made big mistakes.
Are you talking about your past in Chile, or are you talking about the present here, or where in Amsterdam? Or when you say you're feeling guilty, what are you carrying? Can you say more about it?
Maybe sometimes I have made decisions that were not okay for me.
Yeah.
And I think if I was acting of another way.
Did they harm other people?
No, just myself.
So let me ask you this then, Paolo. Who's benefiting from your feeling guilty?
Nobody.
Nobody. So it serves no useful purpose whatsoever. It doesn't help you clarify anything or wake up to new possibilities. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Is there a narrative to the guilt? Is there a story behind it about why you are so?
Yes, always trying to change. Always trying to change. When I was young, I was a lawyer. Then I become a painter. After become a painter, I become a yoga teacher. And always I try to change and do the things different. And it's difficult to adapt to the new realities.
Yeah. You mean like this one right now? COVID and...
This one is, I don't know, I'm really anxious and I was always thinking, catastrophizing about our world. So when I think what is happening now, I think, yeah, that's the way that we were living.
Yeah. So...
So how do you deal with that guilt?
How does the guilt manifest? Are they thoughts?
It's like awaking to a nightmare.
What I don't understand is the guilt part. You know, the nightmare part I understand. But who is guilty?
I think that we are all one. So of course, me, I am the guilty one. And I remember when I was
You mean
studying,
for everything that's wrong with the world?
yes.
Oh, now I understand. Okay. So you're guilty for the full catastrophe of the human condition. That's what you're feeling. Is that right?
Of course, because you cannot say no, the other is the guilty. The guilty is me.
Okay. But how helpful is that for you or for the world?
Has never been helpful.
Okay.
Has never been.
So what are the options, especially, and since you're Chilean by origin and you know something about Francisco Varela, what would Francisco say to you?
Yeah.
What?
I am thinking more now on Humberto Maturana that
Okay, Umberto Maturana, fine. What would he say to you right now in this moment?
That I have to just swim to the other side and
No,
just...
not thinking. They wouldn't say anything about thinking.
Don't
You
know.
have too much thinking. That's one of the problems, is that you're caught in this like tempest of thought that's constructed this you're carrying the guilt of the world on your shoulders. But what about the joy? What about the love? What about the possibilities? What about Paulo contributing to the beauty in the world, whether it's washing people's dishes or teaching people yoga or how guilt in your condition, the way you've described it. Do you have a car?
No.
Okay. But have you ever had a car?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
So a bicycle.
I have a bike.
You have a bicycle? Okay. It doesn't matter in this instance. How good does your bicycle, how well does your bicycle function if you drive it with the brakes on?
Reasonable good. No, I understand what you mean. No, you cannot.
No, when you're squeezing the brakes, you can't drive the bicycle. So the guilt is like driving the bicycle with your brakes on. All you need to do is open your hands and open your heart. And the natural Paulo will live Paulo's life moment by moment by moment. You don't need the guilt. It's unnecessary. It's just thinking. So when you're meditating with us, how long have you been on meditating with us in this way?
From the first week.
Okay, so now why did Paulo want to come and meditate?
Because it was a kind of refuge.
Okay. Yeah, with the pandemic and everything else.
No, it was a kind of wanting, I don't know why, but when I found these videos, was immediately attracted, and I was not able to stop looking at them. So
okay,
I was
so something in you feels good when you're with us and when you're dropping in.
Of course.
So you can trust that. That's not guilt. That's awareness. Now, I'm going to give you some homework because we could talk about this for an hour, but we don't really have an hour. So let me give you some homework, okay?
Of course.
I've already said this a million times, but when the feeling of guilt arises next, I want you to really bring your full attention to it and put the welcome mat out for it and ask yourself, where is it expressing itself in the body, in my body? Where am I feeling this feeling of guilt? How is it expressing in the body? How is it expressing in the heart? How is it expressing in the mind, especially the thinking mind? And then, is the awareness that knows all this at all caught by your guilt? Okay, so that's your homework assignment. Do you understand it?
Yes, and I love it. I really admire you. Thanks a lot of.
Hey, listen, I'm really glad that we connected. And you know, Francisco was a friend for many years, and he was one of the most profound voices for clarity and sanity on the planet. Kind of great scientist, great meditation student. Thank you.
Please.
You're super kind.
No, you are really kind.
And I wish you all the best. I mean, next time you're on your bicycle, only use the brakes when you have to. And next time, and from every moment from here on, every time this guilt arises, think about it as the brakes and whether you need it as you go through the homework I just gave you.
Thanks a lot of Jon.
Okay.
Thanks.
Paulo, absolute pleasure.